All right, Chair Mitchoff,
Yes, I'm here.
Vice Chair Hoskew,
Yes.
Commissioner Hudson. Commissioner Hudson absent. Commissioner Kelly.
Present.
Commissioner White.
Present.
All right.
How are we going to have a race to make the motions?
We do have a forum, and Matt is going to share the Zoom video shortly.
Oh, okay. So he's going to make it. Okay, good news.
Why is Matt?
This meeting will be conducted as a Zoom meeting pursuant to the provisions of the Governor's Executive Order N-2920, which suspends certain requirements of the Brown Act. This meeting is being live streamed on the CCTA website. The chair will call upon members, staff, and other speakers by name. Please speak clearly and state your name before giving comments or remarks. Persons participating via Zoom with their cameras enabled are reminded that their activities are visible to viewers. Members participating by Zoom wishing to speak should physically raise their hand and unmute their mic when called upon. Members should remute their mics when done speaking. Citizens participating by Zoom wishing to speak should use the Raise Hand feature or dial *9 if participating via phone, and the chair or staff will call upon them at the appropriate time. Citizens will have 3 minutes to speak. A 30-second warning will be provided. After 3 minutes, staff will lower their hand and mute their mic. Participants via phone will be called upon by the last 4 digits of their phone number. It is requested that public speakers state their names and organization, but providing such information is voluntary. Written public comments received in accordance with the COVID-19 Special Notice for Public Comment Guidelines are printed on the meeting agenda. If authors of the written correspondence would like to speak, they should raise their hand and the chair will call upon them at the appropriate time. All written correspondence received after that and during the meeting will be entered into the record. A roll call vote will be taken for all action items. Thank you for participating in a meeting of the Contra Costa Transportation Authority.
Okie dokie. And with that, I will now ask for public comment from anybody in the audience who wishes to address us on any item not on tonight's agenda. There will be an opportunity to address us on agendized item. How we doing, Jackie? Anybody raising their hand?
I do not see any raised hands.
All right, moving on to our consent calendar, items A through E. Is there any item that any of the commissioners wish to remove from the consent calendar? Seeing none, I'm going to just start calling on people. Holland, would you like to make the motion?
Yes, I would love to make a motion.
And I think Chris would like to second that.
I will second that.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Roll call, please.
All right, Chair Mitchoff,
Here, or yes, pardon me.
Vice Chair Hoskew,
Yes.
Commissioner Hudson, Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner White.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes unanimously with Commissioner Hudson absent.
Thank you. Moving on to our regular agendized items. Item A is authorization to execute consultant agreement with WSP for development of bi-county activity-based model. Mr. Hale, who's going to present this?
I think it's Matt.
Okay. Didn't have a name by it. What did I miss?
Yeah, we've changed the format of our staff reports or the agenda so the staff names don't appear next to our item.
And why is that?
It's the way the new PrimeGov format works. So it's an automated template and it doesn't show the staff name on the actual agenda anymore.
Chris, I think I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's actually on the staff report that I downloaded. It says Matt Kelly, staff contact.
It's on the staff report, but it's not on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got to do both then. All righty. Go ahead, Matt.
Thank you, Chair Mitchoff. Good evening, committee members. One of the primary requirements of being a congestion management agency is that we're required to maintain a travel demand forecasting model that is consistent with the Regional Metropolitan Transportation Organization, MTC's model, and the assumptions in the latest RTP. So back in 2017, the authority staff realized that maintaining consistency with MTC's new model, with all its bells and whistles and ability to analyze autonomous vehicles and Ubers and Lyfts, things like that, it was becoming more and more difficult for us in our current model to stay consistent. So we decided to conduct an evaluation to consider our modeling options as part of our decennial model update that we do every 10 years, scheduled for 2020. So the recommended option that you approved was to adopt MTC's current activity-based model and develop a Contra Costa focused version for use in analysis of all of our transportation projects and the local land use developments, as well as for analyzing the countywide transportation. So authority staff began discussing their plans with our neighbors to the south in Alameda County at the CTC there back in 2018, as both agencies have very similar modeling concerns, as well as modeling approaches and needs. So because of this, we proposed teaming together with ACTC to develop a bi-county model that would be based on MTC's model, but would be focused for both counties, since we share, 3 sides of our counties together. We thought this would be an efficient way of doing things. CCTA was proposed as the contract manager, with ACTC contributing 50% of all the costs. So staff spent several months refining the scope with ACTC and MTC staff. We issued an RFP in December of last year to retain a qualified consultant team for the project. We had 2 responses. Our panel, made up of staff from CCTA, ACTC, and SFCTA, unanimously chose the team led by WSP to engage in contract negotiations. And based on the cost proposal, CCTA's share of this project will be roughly half of what we spent on our last decennial model update, due to the efficiency of teaming with Alameda CTC on this. So staff is very excited to begin this project to really modernize our modeling products, tools, and tonight, Rosella Picado and George Naylor, the WSP project managers, are here tonight. But tonight, our recommendations is to authorize the chair to execute Agreement 564 with WSP in an amount not to exceed $1.049 million for development of a bi-county activity-based model. And I can take any questions.
Do any of the commissioners have any questions of, go ahead, Luella.
My question is, if it works so well with being attached to Alameda, do we look to the other side and see if there are other reasons to look for economies of scale, as it were?
We did get approached by VTA staff because they're currently scoping out a model update. They come with a lot of baggage, and that baggage is everything south of VTA. Their model goes to Santa Cruz, Monterey, San Benito. Yeah. We're going to be adding San Joaquin as part of this, because both Alameda and Contra Costa need to know what's coming from San Joaquin, but we wanted to limit it there. The rest of the counties are in different stages with their models. So that was why we decided to team with ACTC.
Thank you.
Chris?
Yeah, and so Matt, we're going to be paying half the cost, right? 600,000. So that's wonderful.
We budgeted 6, yes.
Okay, that's great. And then this will be done. Will it be done in 2023? Because you said it comes through every 10 years.
We plan to have it done. Our goal is the end of 2022. So by early 2023, yes.
Okay, yeah, sounds great. Sounds like a no-brainer to me, and a good collaboration with Alameda County.
Are there any public comments, Jackie?
There are no public comments.
Okay, so I think Luella wishes to move this item.
I desperately want to move that we authorize the chair to execute agreement number 564 in the amount not to exceed $1,449,030.
And
And
I'll
I-
second that.
Thank you, Chris. Any further discussion? I've already called for public comment. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Chair Mitchoff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Haskew,
Yes, please.
Commissioner Hudson, Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner White.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously with Commissioner Hudson absent.
Thank you. Moving on to item 4B, circulation of our draft fiscal year 2021-22 congestion management agency budget. And I bet is Colin going to be presenting that?
No, it'll be me, Madam Chair.
Oh, John, I'm so sorry. Go
That's
ahead,
okay.
please.
Yes, good evening, Chair Mitchoff and Commissioners. John Huang, Director of Planning. Tonight, I'll be requesting that you approve the preliminary draft fiscal year 2021 congestion management agency budget and allow staff to circulate it to the PMAs, the Public Managers Associations for circulation and approval by the member agencies. So please note that there is a typo in the staff report under summary of issues. Is actually fiscal year 2021-22, not 2021. So I apologize for that. And also in attachment F, that attachment that reads draft CMA budget. That is an older version of the attachment F, and the new version reflects the actual amount of $298,000. So when you approve the item, I would like to include that as a substitute to the item in the page in the packet. So just to be succinct, the budget for 21-22 for the CMA function is $5.2 million. The CMA function that we do here at the authorities, we serve as a congestion management agency, which overlooks the development of the transportation plan, the congestion management program plans, and other activities related to regional significance. We also look at the growth management program implementation that oversees the Measure J implementation. Part of the funding, which is $3.1 million, goes towards the GMP, which is the growth management function, and the about $2 million goes towards the CMA function, CMP function. With that, including your package are some of the items that we'll be focusing on. Notice that the budget this year actually increased about 49% compared to last year's budget. And that's due because we're taking on a few more notable projects, including starting to updating the action plans for all the regional transportation project committees, RTPCs. And also we're going to be ramping up efforts to begin the countywide transportation plan effort. In addition to that, we've budgeted some money to work with the cities and the counties for a countywide streetlight subscription. So hopefully more cities that are going to be joining our effort in a countywide effort will be reducing our budget for CCTAs. All the rest of the information is in the packet. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for John? I'm seeing no hands raised. Do we have any public comment, Jackie?
No public comment.
Thank you. And this time I know Chris wants to move to accept this recommendation.
Yes, thank you, Karen. So I'd like to make a motion that we accept this recommendation to send the preliminary draft to the PMA Association for circulation and approval from each member, and authorize staff to make minor refinements to the budget as needed prior to circulation.
And Holland, you'd like to second that, wouldn't you?
Okay, well, can we add with the?
Oh, I'm so
Oh, yes,
sorry.
and with the amendment that John mentioned in attachment F. And John, what was that amount that you said?
The correct amount is 298,000.
298,169.
And I will second that.
Thank you very much. And with that, may we have a roll call, please?
All right, Chair Mitchoff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Haskew,
Yes, please.
Commissioner Hudson, Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner White.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes unanimously with Commissioner Hudson absent.
Wonderful. And with that, anything in the packet on correspondence and communications? I'm moving on to item 6, Commissioner and staff reports. I don't have any comments. Do any of my colleague commissioners have any comments? Shaking heads. Mr. Hale?
No comments this evening, Madam Chair. Thank you.
All right, and we don't have any other business, so we are adjourned to May 5th, 2021. Have a lovely evening, everyone, and wish me well on this frickin' printer.